Welcome, Beth. How you doing? You should be open now. Your mic
Hey
should be
Chris,
hot.
how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Beth?
Good.
So glad to hear your voice that you're doing better. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel real good.
That's
I've uh,
great.
I've been recuperating the past 2 weeks, and I had a long weekend last weekend, so I've been doing real good.
Great news. Wow, that's so. Is this on schedule for you? Or are you ahead of schedule
I
from these
am
treatments?
I'm in line with schedule. Earlier this week, I was feeling really good. I've been really busy with some of my side work, so I haven't been tweeting as much, and I haven't been around a whole lot. But I'm hoping to wrap that up over this
Right.
weekend and be able to get back to my normal routine on Monday.
That's great. Wow, awesome. Summer is here. What are you doing?
I'll be at the beach.
Nice. What's your favorite beach? Do you go to the Outer
uh,
Banks or do you
Topsail
right?
Island.
Which one?
Topsail.
Where is that exactly?
Topsail is just north of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay,
Just
so that's north of the Outer Banks then.
no, it's actually south of the Outer Banks.
Oh, really? Okay,
I
I
mean,
don't.
it's in the southern area of North Carolina.
So is that close to where that ferry that you can take is?
Yeah, it's not much further below that where you can get the ferry.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I was confused. I must have been thinking, what's the major town that's just above the Outer Banks? I'm getting confused with something.
Um, well, you have Elizabethtown and um, Roanoke Rapids and things like that,
Right. I
and then
actually stayed in Virginia Beach for a couple of months.
yeah.
Ugh, I didn't like it there at all.
Yeah, you either have to take the ferry on the south end or the bridge on the north end to get to the Outer Banks.
That's right. Wow, that sounds nice. How far is that from your house?
Well, um, the ferry is probably at least about an hour to get to the ferry. The north side is at least a 3 hour drive to go across on the bridge.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I remember that. Beautiful area. Summer's great too, and camping and stuff.
Oh yeah, we have the best beaches. I'm partial.
Well, did you just hear Dr. Beach just said that the best beach in the United States was Waimanalo Beach, and that's about 2 miles from my house. Waimanalo Beach on Oahu. Can you
Well,
believe
you
it?
live in Hawaii. I live in North Carolina. That's to be expected.
But I mean, I was surprised though because I mean, there's some incredible beaches on the Big Island, and there's some incredible beaches on Maui and in Kauai. But to say Waimanalo Beach, you know what they like about Waimanalo Beach is just there's just no buildings, and they do so much filming there. It's all palm trees and stuff. It looks really exotic, with the koalas in the background. But it's so good to hear you. What are you thinking about trading now? What's going on with the trading?
Well, I was actually going to mention my euro that I had shorted at 960 had tripped a close at like 930, right near the bottom of that wedge. And I didn't realize that we were actually talking about it right when my trip got stopped, like right before that. So I
Nice.
had actually banked a profit and was out of the trade before we had finished talking about it. And um, it bounced up and headed in the other direction, which that was the wedge that I was talking about. It could easily go up to that 1050 area if the wedge was to continue. But that's what I'm trading right now is the pattern. I'm watching that pattern. I'm seeing if those outer ranges hold, and if they are holding, then of course I'm going to play within the range. But I'll be looking for a breakout also, especially with the U.S. preliminary GDP coming out at 8:30 Eastern.
Sure, sure. That's going to be definitely a game changer.
And then we have the Chicago PMI later and the University of Michigan, the survey. I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of that, of course, but the GDP is the one thing I'm watching. And if it does get revised, or when it comes out, if it does look good, like some of the forecasters are saying, it could possibly look good. That would put the wedges definitely into play as far as breaking out where they're supposed to break out, and that would put the euro going lower.
Right. What are we talking about? Let's see. What is the numbers I have? Um, where is it here? Come on. I don't
It's
have it so much.
expected at 0.8 um, negative 0.8 quarter over quarter.
And that's better than what they were talking about before?
Well, if 0.8 is the expectation, I would have to think it would come in better than that. I mean, because
Yeah.
we've been close to zero. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
the
Okay.
last time we came in at 0.2, so I
So
think
this should be an easy number to beat is what you're thinking, the street
I
number.
think so. I think it should be an easy number to beat because the expectation there is almost too low.
I wonder why. Interesting.
Now I think they're covering themselves so they can get good data to help support better rates.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
Because I
Really,
mean they're being so dependent on the data, they need some good numbers. So
yeah, yeah. The ESs just won't quit. I mean, it's unbelievable. We just had that nice little volume move lower and only to get bought.
yeah, but I figured it was fun Friday. I had some time. I wanted to come on and at least say hey.
Cool. Yeah, we'd love to have you on whenever you like. Always. It's so good to hear your voice. A lot of traders were asking me about how you were and everything. It's so nice to hear everybody with their concern.
Well, during my off time, I was working on um, my own software. I'm trying because I've had a lot of people asking me about my strategy and the 1 minute thing that we've talked about on your show, and I'm trying to put a little something together so that people could actually download it on their MT4 or whatever and try and implement it if that was something they were interested in. Uh, as far as having the EMA set up, having uh, the indicators that I use on there, and even having the little arrow signals so they would know what I'm looking at as far as when I'm getting in and when I'm not. So
Wow, interesting. Good
yeah, I was
stuff.
trying to work on that programming when I was off.
You do a lot of that code writing and things like that, no?
I've done minimal in the past for different things that I've worked on, but this is the biggest project that I've ever worked on, and I'm trying to get it together. Hopefully, sometime later this year after summer, when things pick up again. If summer actually slows down like it sometimes does, then maybe start of the third quarter. Well, actually, in the third quarter would probably be when I might have it ready.
Nice. Well, that's interesting stuff. All right. Well, we got the Fed coming up in a few weeks. What's going to happen? What are they going to do? Nothing, right? That's the silliest question ever, isn't it?
I I'm not expecting anything in June.
No, who could?
I think
They're not
June's
talking that
definitely
way.
out.
Yeah, it's. I think this whole year is off the table. To be honest with you, I mean, I just think that they it's going to have to be where um, it happens almost organically. I think where it's just things are just they're like where they're just really behind the curve. I think they want to stay way behind the curve.
I retweeted someone's chart last night, and it was one of the most interesting charts I've seen in a while. And it basically stated that a third of traders don't even know what to do should they raise interest rates because they've been low, like at zero for so long. That I mean, it actually had the previous years to where all the traders on Wall Street right now, and a lot of people that have just picked up trading, they've never had that experience of trading with actual interest rates.
Yeah, it's going to be
So
wild.
it's going to be interesting when it does start happening, seeing how these people interpret it.
What I just think is really silly is that they just can't raise it a quarter point and then, if it was the wrong thing to do, then they can always take it back. I mean, let the market, test the water a little bit. Geez, the longer they wait, I think the more suspicious traders are going to be that things aren't good and things aren't, the future's not good.
Yeah.
Look what's going on with China right now. I mean, we just had that big downdraft in Shanghai and a huge influx of investors coming in. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think they definitely missed their window of opportunity, and now they're behind the curve. They should have raised rates earlier.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. But I mean, with Bernanke being in the back window, I mean, the uh, uh, back seat or whatever you want to call it, I mean, he was always just petrified of just going down the path of the 30s, and I think they don't want to be the reason to revisit a low
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It, they're riding the fence because they don't know what to do. I mean, I don't think they really have a clue which way to go. And you can see it in the markets. I mean, that's why we're bouncing in these ranges. And it kills me how you have such bias on both sides. And it's gotten to where if you're listening on Twitter, it's not even that they believe one way or the other anymore. It's gotten to be about pride. They've been spouting this stuff for so long, and
Yeah,
and I don't think that there is a real direction as far as what is going on. I mean, we're going to be in a consolidation period for a little while. It's going to be hard for either side to really move with such indecision from everyone.
I think with the Fed's just so scared with everything that's going on in Europe and Japan, in Canada. I mean, everywhere where in New Zealand, in Australia, every place is still throwing the fuel on the fire. Where we're going to take it off. I mean, well, come on. And a question from Paul. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Beth, he wants to know about a tweet that you put out. It says you tweeted about Fed fund futures. What does she think is indicating about the timing of the rate hike? Um, favoring next year outside October. I don't know if that's a question mark or not. I can't tell.
Do I think it's not going to happen until October of next year? Is that
I
what
think
he's
that's
asking?
is that what you're asking, Paul? Not sure. We'll see if he comes back here. October this year, he meant. I'm sorry. I misinterpreted that.
Um, if I remember the chart correctly, it was
We'll
pretty
see
much
if I can pull
leaning
it up.
it was leaning towards a 2016 rate increase. I don't remember if it had one for this year set in or not. Um, I've seen a couple of charts to where the prediction is leaning towards October, and I think October is a possibility because typically in the third quarter, we're going into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is always a good quarter. About 85-90% of the time, fourth quarter is typically a good quarter. So I think if they were going to raise rates, maybe October would be a good time to do it, knowing that they're going into a good quarter that normally supports us. But at the same time, I think they could still be kind of scared. And going into another first quarter, our first quarters have really killed us the past 2 years. And it's been because of harsh winters, and they've always claimed it as being transitory. And I remember last year, Q2 came in, Q3 came in, and we were doing well. But I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same way this year or not. It's going to be hard. But I would say maybe October. I think that would probably be a best guess
Yeah,
if it happens.
Paul agrees with you. He says October is the earliest he would think as well. I don't see it anytime this year, to be honest. I think the data is just like you said, they're dragging their feet, and the longer that they wait, the longer it's going to catch up. I mean, China's just hovering over everybody.
I'd say there's maybe a 20% chance of October, and that's just giving it that small possibility. I'm not banking on it,
Wow,
but
wow,
you have to be prepared.
right? No, yeah, you definitely have to be prepared. It's funny. I mean, I was looking at, and this is if you want to follow Beth. This is who we're talking with. If you're wondering who is on the air with me now, and make sure you follow her, please, if you're new.
Yeah, if you
She
see
has
that
great
tweet,
tweets.
don't forget today is the last day of the month.
Yeah, last day of the month, so important stuff. Could see some crazy volatility. All right, so coming up on 4:30. And yeah, it's interesting. I've been watching the 10-year. As you all know, I like to watch the 10-year a lot to try to get a little bit more of a feel for what the smart money's doing. And we've noticed recently a pretty good uptick in the 10-year. And I recently saw a pretty good trader on Twitter, a bond trader that really good friends with Kevin Ferry, saying that he was a serious bear of the 10-year now. Where did it go? Get it up here in a second. There it is. Oof, I'm sleepy. It's amazing to see it rising, I mean, in this environment. It's very defiant. We've seen volume coming in now and moving higher. All right, we'll see everybody. 200 supporting it. I mean, this is not an environment where the market's thinking
I see a decent
interest rates
triangle.
lower. Um, yeah. I see a symmetrical triangle that just broke upward too in the smaller time as well. That's the nice thing about,
Yeah,
I love technical analysis is
you've got an
everybody's
ascending
seeing
triangle on the
different
bottom.
things.
Yeah,
Or you can do this as well, that as well.
yeah, yeah.
But it is in the lower end. But this volume's coming in, and we'll see where this volume goes from here. That's what I love about volume spikes, is because when volume comes in, they can't hide. I mean, their intentions, when it breaks one way or the other, then you kind of get the read of their intentions. So why so much volume is such a big part of my life. All right, everybody, it's 4:30. It's time for me to get some rest. I tell you, what I did this week was just crazy. Um, I'm a good friend. We'll just say that. All right, everybody. Have a great week. We're so glad to have you back, Beth.
It's
We're
good to be
so glad
back.
everything was a success. You sound great. Andy says Beth's voice has him palpitating. I probably get that a lot. Who else? And Bala says she wants to introduce, I think it's a she, right? Is that a she? Bala wants to introduce himself or herself. Welcome, beautiful name. And Michael says thanks to Chris and Beth. You're welcome, Michael. Thanks to you and all your great work. And good luck on your cable trade. And everybody, have a great weekend. It is Friday, and everybody moving onward. Paulie will be on in about an hour and a half. And take care. Aloha. Thanks so much, Beth.
Thank you,
So good,
Chris.
so good to hear again. Enjoy the islands off of North Carolina. It sounds beautiful. I hope you're heading there this weekend.
I'm gonna try.
There you go. Yeah, no, do it. Take care. All right. All right, you all. That was Beth Howell from North Carolina. Hopefully you follow her. I put a Twitter link up earlier, and she'll be in more, and we'll see more of her great tweets. Take care, you all. Aloha, London calling, checking out. Hour and a half, Paulie will be on. Have a great weekend, you all. Take care.